So who are the Cimmerians? You'll find out right after this. Hey everybody, I am Taylor and I'm the Stargate Guy, where I talk to you about everything and anything Stargate. Today is another racial profiling, and we're finding out about the Cimmerians. The Cimmerians live on the planet Cimmeria, go figure, which is designated as P3X974 or P3X794, depending upon what episode you watched and whether or not the writer had dyslexia that day. Unlike most human populations across the galaxy, the Cimmerians were actually transplanted from the Asgard and not the Goa'uld. This is done kind of like a wildlife preserve, where you take an endangered species and you give it a certain protected place in order to develop on its own, away from, outside hunting interference. The Cimmerians were taken from the Norse area, or Northern Europe. The Cimmerians adopted a religion based upon the Asgard and not the Goa'uld. So unlike a lot of humans taken from the Egyptian area believe in Ra, Apophis, and Hathor, the Cimmerians believe in Thor, Odin, Loki, and the other Norse gods. They primarily believe in the god Thor, their patron god, so to speak. Thor being attributed with the thunder god, as well as being their protector and a benefit to humans. Unlike believing Thor to be a little gray alien, they actually presume him to be like a big, beefy, idyllic human, similar to a lot of other human cultures who attributed their gods to have human-like features, even though that wasn't always necessarily the case when it comes to the Stargate universe. The planet Cimmeria is a protected planet. That is, a planet protected by the Protected Planets Treaty between the Asgard and the Goa'uld. That's a lot of protection. Basically, that means that the Goa'uld will have to try to prevent each other from colonizing the wonderful planet and taking the Cimmerians as their slaves. And in return, the Asgard won't kick their ass. It's a very, very simple treaty, but it takes a lot of words in order to say that diplomatically. The Cimmerians seem to live in a Bronze Age technology and are very similar to their Earth counterparts. They are farmers and occasionally they go a Viking, meaning they go off to trade and if they actually have to, take what they need in order to survive. However, as Gerwin, who is our primary contact on the planet, she stated that nowadays going a Viking means that the men go into town to work because the planting season has not been all that great. However, we do know this is a very deeply spiritual people, especially since the fact that they can see for certain that Thor protects them with his hammer.
The hammer is my penis.
Thor's hammer itself is extremely painful, but basically it kills off the Goa'uld symbiote inside the body. For the Jaffa, that means stripping them of their immune system, leading them to die of any random virus that happens to come along. For the Goa'uld themselves, that means killing off the snake and having only the host leave with a protein marker that allows them to use Goa'uld technology to some extent, as well as with vivid, crazy, psychotic nightmares about what they did while they had that snake in their brain. The Cimmerians also have a Hall of Thor's Might, a place that was legend to be a massive cache of weapons or might that Thor left around. At least that's kind of what it sounds like. The Hall of Might actually is a series of tests created by the Asgard in order to test how the evolution of the Cimmerians were doing. If passing all the tests, instead of receiving a random recording from Thor who made it thousands of years ago, you actually get a direct live conversation with Thor themselves, and you get to explain your development as a human species. At least that's what it was originally set up as, until SG-1 came around and messed up the whole experiment and they broke the hammer, so Goa'uld came in and started killing everybody because there was no more deterrent anymore. So the Asgard had to personally come in and kick the Goa'uld's butt in order to get them off the planet. Presumably into space instead of on the ship, because there's whole pyramids and everything that they were building. So presumably those got beamed into space and all aboard died. Actually, I never really thought about that before. That's kind of horrible. You're going about your business, you're making slaves work on a pyramid, which is, bad. But then all of a sudden there's a bright flash of light and you're transported into the middle of space. Huh. That's a horrible way to die. Anyway, the Cimmerians are really of note because they contacted us with the Asgard, a species that would be extremely beneficial to us as well as to them, and we ended up becoming close allies, and Hint, hint, we inherited all of their technology. So let me know what you think about the Cimmerians in the comment section down below. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Great new Stargate videos are coming out every week. You can click right here for some more Stargate action, or right here for another racial profiling about the Asgard to learn more about that relationship. Until next time, I'll see you on the other side.